Welcome. In this video we are going to take parent email addresses from Skyward and upload them into Gmail contacts. That's going to be three main steps, and the first step is to get the parent emails from Skyward. So let's do that now. I'm at my Skyward homepage. Click on Teacher Access, then My Classes, so you can select a class to work with. Click on Reports, and you want a class roster report. This report will give you a number of options. You want to select Primary Guardian and Email. I've unchecked everything else just so my report will be nice and clean. Now, of course, you can just print out this report and just have a hard copy, but we're going to get a little fancy, and we're going to export it to Excel so we can upload it electronically to Gmail. Well, that was pretty fast. Display report, it's not going to display it, it's going to ask where I want to save this file. I'm going to save it on my desktop and name it something I'll be able to find later. Okay, now it's downloaded the report. We are done with Skyward. Get out of Skyward, and step 2 is to open the file in Excel. I've created a little example file here that does not have actual parent emails. And you might get a little warning from Excel. Your file is safe. You just downloaded it from Skyward, so it's fine. You're okay to open it. And then you might get a ribbon here saying that you need to enable editing. Go ahead and enable editing. So this is similar to what your file is going to look like. The only difference being you're going to have actual parent emails, and your list will be a lot longer than this one. We're going to need to clean this up a little bit to get it in a format that Google is going to like. But the format that Google wants, they want 3 columns: first name, last name, and email address. So we're going to give that to them. We need to clean up this file a little bit. First of all, we've got all this header information. I'm going to select the first 6 columns, right-click, and then delete that information. Now we're just left with these 3 columns. You know, if you put your mouse here between these 2 columns and double-click, that will expand your columns to match the longest string in that column. Now I see I've got student first names, and I've got the parent names and the email. Well, I don't need the student names at all in these contacts, so I'm going to select this column, right-click, and delete. All right, now I'm down to just the parent names and their email. But you remember, Gmail wanted their first and last names separate. So you could go through here and retype the first and last name separate, but Excel has a nice little function for you. Well, they will separate the first and last names for you. You are going to need an extra column that's blank to the right, so I'm going to right-click here, and insert a blank column here after my name column. Now this neat little function in Excel to split the names, the first and last names, is under the Data menu. I know your Excel might look a little different, but look for the Data menu, or Data if you prefer, and click Text to Columns. That's what you're going to look for. The data is delimited with a comma, so delimited is the option we want here. And then we have to choose that there is a comma between the last and first name here. So once we've checked that box, you can see that Excel is smart enough to separate the last names from the first. That's how we want it to look. 2 separate columns. Click Finish, and bam, here we go. Now let's just rename this column last name, rename this column first name, and bam, that's exactly what Google wanted. Separate columns for last name, first name, and the email. But Google also wants this file in a certain format. They want a CSV, or comma separated values format, so I've got to do a file save as. Save as type, I want to save this as a CSV file, and I'll name it something I'll be able to find later. Parents email upload. Save that. Yes, I do want to save it in a CSV file. Thank you, Excel. And now we're on to step 3 finally. Now we just need to upload this file into our Gmail contacts. Head to my contacts and import. You might have to scroll down to find import contacts. Choose the file you just saved. It was parents email upload. Import that file. And a new group will show up that says imported. And here are my parent emails. First name, last name, and the email address over here. All that's left is to import them to a contact group. So I'm going to make a new group. Luckily, I'm elementary, so I only have one class of students. And now that I have that contact group, I can select all of the contacts I just uploaded, and I'm going to add them to my parent group. Check that box. Apply. Now I've got those 3 contacts in my parent contact list. I know it was a number of steps. You had to clean up that file a little bit, but now I bet you'll love having all of your parent emails in your Gmail contacts.